Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to Meet Me Monday. I am Karma with Lewis Acre Farm, and this is my sidekick, Molly. She is a little bit of a pest, but we gotta love her. She is 9 years old, and since we're doing our lives inside now, she will be my constant companion when I go live and record anything. So you will see a lot of her throughout the cold months. Today, we have a very special guest. We have a new creator who is just getting started with YouTube. And we are going to just kind of help boost her along in her journey on YouTube and get to know her. This is the first time that she has gone live, and we want to make this as comfortable and easy for her as we can. So let me, without further ado, welcome to the stage Heather with Heavensfire18. Good afternoon, Heather. How are you
Hi.
today?
I'm doing okay.
All right, good. I'm so glad to hear it. I am so excited to be able to do this interview with you today. We have kind of gotten to know each other over the months through various other channels in chat. Mm-hmm. And I have to tell you, you are an amazing, amazing supporter of other people. And I was so excited to find out that you had decided to go ahead and start a channel of your own.
So well, originally, it actually, I had never intended on making a channel. So this is something that I've been encouraged from other people to actually go ahead and like step out of my comfort zone and start a channel. But originally it wasn't a channel. I've been Heavensfire18 on YouTube for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I just started posting content at the end of July. So brand new.
I've been there. I just started my channel in January. In fact, I started it on my birthday. That was my gift to myself. I had a lot of encouragement from other channels. And I'm like you. I never intended to have a channel. I just enjoyed watching videos and being there for other people. And it's a wild ride, isn't it?
It really is. I've, for a very long time, seen a lot of channels come and a lot of channels go. And I'm usually the one standing behind going, keep going, don't give up. And so I've been an encouragement to other people. So having people come up and encourage me is encouraging.
Yes, it's an amazing family on the other side of the screen. Mm-hmm. It's a whole nother universe when you're the creator instead of the viewer. And it truly is a family. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the most amazing things that I personally have discovered as a creator.
I think the biggest thing for me is that I know trauma in my life and what it's like to go through it. So being able to communicate with somebody else that has trauma, I can say, you know, I've been there.
Right. And it's an amazing tool. Social media can either tear you down or build you up. It has the potential to do good, but so many people use it to do bad. Mm-hmm. And when you can find that connection with other people and use it for the right, as the right tool, I think it's amazing. And I'm so, so glad that you chose to step out and use your tool of social media as something good. So I see that we have a couple of people in the audience today, and I want to welcome them in. Ronson, I'm glad that you're here today, and Logan, I'm glad that you're here today. If you have any questions at all as we're streaming, please be sure to drop those in the chat. So Heather, what made you finally decide to step out of your comfort zone and create content?
It was Jeff at Real 2IC. We get together as a group on Wednesday nights, and we've got Workshop Wednesday. And it's pretty much just kind of like on the preparing for, what happens if things are unstable in our surroundings. And he was a huge encouragement to me. Just saying, come on, guys, I want to see your stuff. And just being able to relate. And, I could have very easily said, no, I'm never doing that kind of thing. But I was encouraged to at least start with introducing myself, which was a short that lasted like 30 seconds, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really uncomfortable with the whole situation with it. But over time, I've been able to post a little bit of more content here and there. And not only rural, but other people that are in our Workshop Wednesdays, which isn't a huge group, have been standing there supporting me along the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. And how did you choose the name of your channel?
I think I was 16 or 17, maybe, when I came up with Heavensfire. So, when I first got on the internet when I was 17, that was my handle. I was Heavensfire18. So I've always been Heavensfire18.
That's very cool. I like that. We all need a little bit of heaven's fire within us. It gives us the courage to step out in faith.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your channel, what kind of content you have on there now, and what you plan for in the future.
Okay. Right now I have a whole lot of bunnies and kitties. Basically, just kind of posting a little bit of, the distractions that I have in my life. And that's a lot of what it is. I'm hoping to be able to raise rabbits. We haven't gotten a second rabbit yet, so we're still not quite there yet, but that's our goal, is to raise rabbits for food.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess just kind of taking it one day at a time.
Okay. So are you looking to move towards being self-sufficient and live more of a homesteader's lifestyle?
I live in town. So that's part of the issue. I live smack dab in the middle of town. So I don't live out on the outskirts. I bought my house in August of 2022. So it's been just over 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I have quite a bit of mortgage that I'm working on trying to pay down. Granted, it's not horrible. I owe like $40,000, but I only took out a loan for like $45,000. So I'm not.
You can
I'm not
absolutely live the homesteader's lifestyle in an urban area. Mm-hmm. You do not have to have acreage to live a homesteader's lifestyle. There's a lot of people who do that.
Okay.
You can do gardening, like you're doing, raising rabbits. If your city allows it, you can have chickens.
We cannot have chickens.
Okay.
Yep.
But doing the rabbits, that is absolutely part of it. The gardening, raising herbs. Um, you know, there are ways to incorporate the homesteader's lifestyle right there where you are.
Right.
And you can begin your journey just by making your current circumstances work for you.
And that's what I try to do.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I was thinking that you might be working towards. And you can incorporate that into your channel um, by showing your journey of researching how to live the homesteader's lifestyle in an urban setting.
I guess I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah. There's
It
some
kind of started
awesome
out.
there's some
Sorry.
awesome channels out there that offer how-to information on living the urban homesteader's lifestyle. And I think I would definitely encourage you to do some research into that.
I think
And
another, I guess, avenue that I would be looking at going down into is trying to help people cope with their trauma, because I know that that's a strength of mine. Being what I went through,
mm-hmm.
growing up and going, it's a mess. I don't
you
know if
don't
you want me to share about that, but
Yeah, you don't have to
um,
talk about anything that you're not comfortable with sharing.
I fight every day to try to be a blessing in somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
In big ways or little ways, paying for somebody's meal at Hardee's, in the drive-through, just doing little things to make somebody else's life a little bit brighter.
I think it's awesome. And we need more of that. We need more kindness in this world. We absolutely do. And if you are able to show that, you're just brightening your little corner of the world. And
I
those who follow you, you're brightening their world too.
I just know what it's like to not have anybody at all. So I know what that feels like.
Yeah. And there's a lot of hurting people out there who need to know they're not alone. In fact, my thoughts for Thursday yesterday was about that very topic. Or I guess it was last week, was about that very topic. Um, about being alone. And really, we're never truly alone. And you can form a real family right here on YouTube.
Right.
And that's what I have found is a family.
Do you want me to share about kind of what I'm talking about and like the history behind some of the mass crazies? I guess that's my world.
It is entirely up to you what you feel like you want to share. I don't ever want anybody to feel like they have to share something that they're not ready to share.
Okay. I don't like talking about it because it just brings up old stuff and old conflicts and but I grew up in a household with a single mom who worked full-time with a mentally ill sister. She had cluster B personality. So she had schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, and bipolar. And she was actually 2 years older than me. So I dealt with a lot of abuse, a lot of anger, a lot of resentment that she took out on me. And I was fighting for my life daily from the time that I was probably in third grade on up. I went to school and we moved to a new town, actually the day before school started in third grade. And I never really did fit in. I never found my place. I was the one that was picked on and tortured. if we were going down to the gym or doing something, we would all line up inside the classroom, and the teacher would walk out in the hallway, and I would have 4 or 5 kids, boys, come up and kick me in the shins, one after the other, one after another. And if I screamed because it hurt, I would get called out, and because I was acting out, I would get in trouble. Being stabbed in the arms and broke like the pencil lead. If my pencil needed to be sharpened and I walked up to go sharpen it, somebody would jump in line in front of me, sharpen their pencil, go walk past me, and they would break it off of my arm and then go stand behind me to sharpen their pencil again. So it was like, I didn't have a safe place at home. I didn't have a safe place at school. And I felt like I was alone and I didn't have anybody. It wasn't until I hit 8th grade that I had my English teacher, actually. Mr. Legree was my favorite. I had him first hour, and so I'd go in and sit in his classroom before class would start. And my sister would come in, and she would, sit and visit and whatever, and he would watch. And as soon as she got to the point where she was starting to push my buttons a little bit or make me feel uncomfortable, he would kick her out and say, "You need somewhere else to go." So I finally, for the first time, had a safe place.
Wow.
So she ended up moving out into a group home when she was 16. So I would have been 14. And she spent 6 months at the hospital in Brainerd. And they didn't let her come home for 6 months because she said she was going to end my life. And they believed her. So, I mean, just years and years and years of feeling like I'm absolutely alone and I don't have anybody. I know what that feels like.
Right.
So, being a comfort to somebody else that has been through something similar has been not only good for me, it's been good for other people.
Yeah. I can understand what it's like to have a sister who's abusive. My sister was 5 years older than me, and she abused me in so many ways.
Oh, yes.
And there was no one to turn to. Nobody to trust with that tale. And I remember in 8th grade, the PE teacher questioning me whether my parents were beating me.
You had bruises. I went through that as well.
Yeah. And feeling like I had to protect my parents, but in the same time I was protecting my parents, I was also protecting my sister. Because my sister was, in the same time she was abusing me, she was also my protector.
See, and I didn't have any of that. I just had my mom worked shift work in the mine. So she would go between day shifts, afternoons, and midnights, and she'd work a stretch of them, and then she'd get a couple days off, and then she'd go back into a different shift. So she wasn't home a lot. And she would take a notebook, and she would write on the notebook. One side was my sister and one side was me. And we'd have a list of chores that needed to be done while she was at work. And it was like unloading the dishwasher, cleaning, the living room, or vacuuming, or cleaning the bathrooms. But there was enough stuff on that list to keep us busy for the time that she was gone, after school until we went to bed. And my sister did never do her chores. She took off. She left. She ran. So I was stuck doing my chores and hers. And I would start on her side of the list because I knew that if her chores weren't done, that she would get in trouble, and then I would get it. So I always started with hers, and I would be just starting mine, or just maybe in the first third of what I needed to do by the time that I had to go to bed or my mom came home. And then I would get in trouble because my chores weren't done. So one time my mom was home, and I was laying on one end of the couch with a pencil in my hand working on my homework, and my sister was on the other side, and she stabbed me in the leg with the pencil, and it went in my leg actually quite a ways. And she broke it off. So I had like wood and the graphite in my leg. And I got yelled at for swearing at my sister. So my mom didn't have a clue a lot of the stuff that went on, because had I told her, I knew that it was going to be taken out on me. I mean, even waking up in the middle of the night at like 2 or 3 in the morning and just feeling like your face just kind of hurts, but you don't really know why. And your sister's kind of staring at you in the face, and you're trying to you're half asleep. So you're trying to figure out what's going on. And you realize that she has hit you as hard as she possibly can in the side of the face while you're sleeping. And you didn't wake it up until afterwards. I didn't have a safe place at all. I didn't really feel like I had anybody. And it was a rough childhood. And then finding out when I was older, my mom was a single mom. My mom and my dad had divorced when I was like a year old. So 99% of my life I was without my dad. And my sister had come to work at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was working midnights at the newspaper. I worked in the mailroom. So we were inserting like the Target ads and the Walmart and the Best Buy, the different ads into the newspapers, and then getting them ready to be delivered.
I've done that before too.
She showed up at work one night drunk, and she's like, "We need to go. You need to leave work right now. It's a family emergency." And I went, "Okay, first, slow down. Where's mom?" And she's like, "This doesn't involve mom. This involves dad, blah, 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 blah." And I basically told her that I was not leaving work for a family emergency that could wait until, during the daylight. Long story short, he was very inappropriate with me. And I got this weird feeling of something's not right. And he would like yell at me, "You don't listen to either of your parents, do you? You need to marry into money and not into love," and blah, blah, blah. And just wanting to put his hands on my hips or on the sides of my boobs and like trying to kiss me, and just, stuff that isn't right. Yeah. And then to find out that he actually did sleep with my sister. He did get charged with incest, and he was sentenced with a year. He served 7 months and got out. No repercussions, no nothing. I'm thankful that he wasn't in my life growing up, but I feel like I missed something because I didn't have that.
Yeah. Wow. I am so sorry that you had to go through it.
I don't know. I know what it's like to not have anybody, or, feel like you're absolutely alone. And I've been through a lot of things that a lot of people haven't. But I think that the people that have been through stuff, I can relate to and say, you know what, you're not the only one that's been through this. And I think that helps me as well as helping, other people.
Yeah. I believe that every one of us, we all have a past.
Absolutely.
And I believe that our past is there for a reason, and that God brings us through it so that we can use what we've learned from it to be a blessing and have a ministry for others. Because there's a lot of hurt, lost, and lonely people that don't know God, who don't have the hope that we have, who need to hear that there is hope and that there is a future beyond the pain.
I know a lot of people have said, I wish I could go back and change the past. And while that's crossed my mind and I have thought about it, the past is in the past and we can't change it. We're not supposed to. going through what I went through, from the time that I was like preteen all the way up, sorry, my train of thought just left. We're not supposed to change the past, but going through what I went through has made me who I am today. And that's just, it's made me such a different person.
Yeah, it's made you who you are. It's made you stronger. And it's given you a testimony, one that will reach a lot of people and give them hope.
That's my hope.
Right. And now with your channel, you're going to be able to reach people that you could never reach without it. You know?
I don't really know how to go about like sharing that kind of stuff. Just because I spend 99% of my time not wanting to talk about what I've been through. But knowing that having that foundation of where I've been to where I want to go, I think is good, but not really knowing how to get it from point A to point B.
Just pray about it and ask God to give you direction and to open doors. And He will. You know, I have my Thought for Thursday videos that I put out. And when I first started those, I had a little book that I started with. And they were just short little devotions. And before I did my video, I would pray and I'd say, you know, God, I'm nervous to do this, but I'm just asking you to give me strength and to show me what to say, to guide me and to fill my mouth with the words you want me to share. And before I knew it, I quit using the book and I would just pray and ask Him to give me the topic. And now I'm not using the book, and I'm trusting Him to lead me to the topic. And I know that I am reaching more people without the book. And there are people who are being ministered to when I'm trusting Him and I'm allowing the Holy Spirit to speak through me than when I was just reading the book and interpreting the book.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you just talk to God, just ask Him to guide you, to let you know when it's time and to show you how to open up. He'll guide you. He'll let you know when the time is right and how to go about doing it.
Right.
He will. And I'll be there with you, and I'll be there for you. When you're ready, I'll be there.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your family, some of the things that you like to do, what your hobbies are?
Well, I have a 13-year-old. She's actually watching, I think, Home Alone on her laptop, kind of right in front of me. I have 3 cats. We have Boots, Mocha, and Tilly. And she's got a bunny in the house. She's a lion head mix. And she's super fuzzy and fluffy. And then we have Duchess, who's our outside bunny. And she's actually our pet, but hopefully her babies that she'll have will become food.
Okay.
I work full time. I work usually 7 days a week. On paper, I work Monday through Friday, but I also work on the weekends because when somebody needs help going to the bathroom, they can't say, well, I'm going to wait all weekend, and wait for you to come back. That's really hard. So I do work pretty much 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. I have a little tiny 2-bedroom house. I don't have a basement. I don't have an upstairs. It's all one level. Mm-hmm. My mom does 24-hour care with my grandpa. He's 93, living at home.
Wow.
So she's at his house most of the time. I have an aunt that'll come up like every other weekend and do like Friday and Saturday and then come home Sunday kind of thing. They live in the Twin Cities, so it's about a 4-hour drive to come up to spend time and then go back home. So if my mom has to run to the store to go grocery shopping, or if she's got a meeting, or she likes doing the garden club and fiber art guild.
Oh,
So
okay.
she's got a couple days a week that she likes to go to those, and she'll, if she can't take grandpa, or if grandpa doesn't, like, they do Ruby's Pantry. I don't know if you guys have Ruby's Pantry, if you know what Ruby's Pantry is. It's basically like it's food that you can it's like a food shelf kind of thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like bulky, like bulk type foods. And
Okay.
you pay for like a share, which is $25, and you get a share of food.
Okay.
So she likes to do that. So I sit with my grandpa a lot when she goes. So it's always fun to sit and play cribbage with grandpa.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
I used to play in the community band. That was kind of my outlet, I guess, that I would do every week. Well,
What instrument? What
when
instrument
20,
do you play?
I play the flute.
The flute.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So when 2020 hit and they started pushing and they said, you need this to be able to play in the band. Our director said, absolutely not. I walked away. There's quite a few people that used to play in the band that don't play in the band anymore. Um, Sorry, I got distracted by Ronson. But I still play in the city band in the summertime. So
How
it's
fun.
usually the first week in June through the end of July. So it's like 6 weeks or whatever that we go. We have a rehearsal on Tuesday, and then Thursday night we have a concert in the park. And then the next week, Tuesday comes around and we have rehearsal again. And then on Thursday we have a concert in the park. And there's usually 6 concerts, I think, during the summer. And they'll actually pay us at the end of the summer for playing in the band. So
That is so cool.
it's definitely it's a good outlet for me, just to be able to do something that I enjoy doing for me.
That's neat. I always wanted to learn how to play an instrument, and I never did get that opportunity. But I was in choir.
So if
In
somebody
fact,
asks
my
you what
husband
kind of
and I met. We
if
met in
somebody
choir.
asks you what kind of horn can you play, I wonder if your answer is the same as grandpa's. If what kind of horn can you play?
What kind of horn can I
Yeah.
play?
Yep.
I don't play a horn.
A car horn.
Oh, a car. I can play that quite well. That's good.
Yeah, my grandpa can't play a horn either, but if you ask him what kind of horn he can play, he can tell you that he can play the car horn.
That's good. That's great. No, my husband has been trying to learn how to play the fiddle, the dobro, and I can't remember. There's one other instrument that he was learning to play. But
That sounds like it would be some work.
Yeah, his whole family is very musical. They have always played a lot of instruments, and so those were the instruments that he was learning.
I think he said mandolin too.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm not getting any of the comments showing up on my side.
They randomly pop up here and there.
You're seeing them and I'm not, and I don't know why. But
is she on the private chat tab? Are you on the private chat tab?
No. I don't. If I click on the private chat, oh, now I can see them. That's odd. Huh.
That's where we are. Hi.
That's what I see it now. Very funny. I didn't know I needed to be over there. I was on the okay. Well, now I can be a part of the conversation.
Now I won't feel so bad for getting interrupted by little boxes in the corner of my screen that just kind of catch my eye every now and then.
Huh, now I can catch up in the chat a little.
Yeah, they did. They're only there for a little bit and then they disappear, so I can't see it running. That's funny.
Well, that's why I wasn't interacting with chat, is because I didn't see any of it. Yes, Ronson was playing the cornet in school for a while. He also played the accordion for a short time.
Okay. Yeah, I've never learned how to play the accordion. I think that would be tough, trying to like press keys and buttons and like having a it would be
He was actually getting pretty good until his instructor bailed on him.
Oh no.
Yeah. But anyway, see, I was trying to think of some other questions. Let's see. So you've had your channel since July.
I've actually had my channel since August of 2014.
Well, you've been an active creator since July.
The very end of July, yes.
So that's what I mean when I say that you've had your channel since July.
Correct.
How many subscribers do you have right now?
I think I have 60. Between 60 and 65, I think.
I think actually last time I looked, you were higher than that. Let's see. Let me just
I want to say 63 or 65.
I was looking at it just when I was creating the live, and I believe you're actually around 74, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, then they're not showing up on my end because
maybe I'm wrong. Might be the other channel I was looking at. Now I can't find you. And I just had you located.
$66.
I did have a hard time finding your channel, but I know why. No? There we go. Let's see. Okay, you're at 66.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is your goal? Let's just say by the end of the year. How many subscribers would you like to have by the end of the year?
I actually don't have a goal. I don't really have a goal or an insight. I'm just kind of enjoying the moment and just kind of taking it one day at a time.
Okay. All right. I would encourage you to set goals. It's not to put pressure on yourself. That's not what it's for. But it's to help you keep momentum and to keep you focused on your channel. so that you don't give it up.
Okay.
That's what the goals are for. If you don't reach the goal, you know what? It's okay because there's always another day. But when you set a goal, it will help you keep momentum.
Okay.
It's like for myself, every day or every week, I have a goal that I'm going to have my Logan. I'm going to have my thoughts for Thursday out by 1 p.m. on Thursday. You know what? I almost never make it, but it's still a goal. My
Okay.
goal is to have it out by 1 p.m. If I don't make it, there's always next week. Um, for right now, my goal is to have 1,000 watch hours by the end of the year.
I think I maybe have 120 watch hours. I don't have very many at all.
You know what? And that's okay.
So even to think about having that many watch hours, like I can't even like wrap my head around it. So I'm not there yet. And I think
and that's
that's okay.
okay. That's okay. Um, let's, as a family of YouTube creators, can we rally around Heather and let's see if we can get her to 100 subscribers by the end of the year? Can we do that? I know we can. She's only 34 subscribers away from that 100 subscriber mark, and we have a month and a half, almost a month and a half to go. And I think we can do it. I really do. So let's see what we can do as a family of creators to rally around one of the best supporters on YouTube. She has been a cheerleader for so many people, and now it's time to be her cheerleader. It's time for us to rally around her and to support her, to lift her up, and to just help her reach her goals, whatever those goals will be. If it's to just be there and to be a presence, that's great. If it is eventually to become monetized, let's help her reach that goal too. If it's to be able to share her story, let's rally around her. Let's help her. I know we can do it. Heather is an amazing woman. She's an amazing caregiver. She's an amazing mom. And she's got one heck of a story to share. And she's been a great friend to me. And I'm honored to know you.
Well, thank you.
And I'm honored to be your cheerleader. And I'm so glad that I got to do this interview with you. And I'm honored to help you reach a goal and help you reach 100 subscribers. So, Logan. Oh, you're a hoot.
That's funny.
So, anyway, yes, Ronson here, he says, if you do make your goal, it feels that much better and you'll be excited about the next goal. It's absolutely true. It does. It helps you feel accomplished. It really does.
I think at this point I'm still a little overwhelmed with the whole process. So
it is overwhelming. It is.
Right now I'm just kind of not really at the point of setting goals. I'm just trying to be more comfortable with making and creating content. And I think that's where I need to be focusing on right now, more so than trying to gather up a whole bunch of subs or gather a whole bunch of hours in. Because if I'm not to the point where I can feel like I'm able to enjoy making content, I'm not going to want to make content.
Yeah. I understand that. I do. I do. I think something that will really help is if you can, and this is something that every one of us has had to do and every one of us has struggled with. And I'm happy to be there for you in any way that I can be.
Okay.
To help you through it. But I think that if you can narrow down exactly what direction you want to take your channel, and I do think that if you can, for one, look at ways to begin to live the homesteader's lifestyle in an urban setting, you could really have a good following, because there's a lot of people out there that are living the same life that you're living and don't know how to be self-sufficient right where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's possible. It's very possible. I live in a mobile home park. And
I saw that you had cows visit yesterday, or I don't know, a couple days ago.
Yeah, I live in a mobile home park, but I've still been growing my own food. I can't have chickens, I can't have rabbits, I can't have cows, I can't have all of these things.
Yeah, I
but I
can't have
can grow
chickens
my
either.
own food.
Mm-hmm.
And I can learn to can and preserve. I can
Mm-hmm.
do all those things and be self-sufficient. I can learn about herbs and making my own medicine. I can do all those things, even though I can't have all the other stuff.
Right.
So if you do choose to go down that path, and that's something that you have to make the decision of, only you can decide that. But if you do choose to do that, document your journey. Document
And
it.
that's what I've had people, saying, you need to document what you're doing, because we are working on starting. Sorry, he's got class.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Daughter
It's
distraction,
fine.
cat. But I've got people that are, letting me know that I need to document, starting raising rabbits and what I'm doing to go through that process.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I've started documenting, is just mostly the bunny outside, but sometimes some random cat shorts or something go on my channel too. So
Yeah. But I think if you can, just decide what direction you want to take your channel and start focusing on that, and just try to, whatever works for you. Like Ronson says, whatever path you decide to take with your channel, I feel like it's got to be what you're comfortable with and excited and passionate about. That's
right.
exactly it in a nutshell. It has to be what you're comfortable with. And then just
and
run
if it's
with
something
it.
that I don't have any interest in, it's not going to be any fun to make videos about. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And if you can, try to put out at least one video a week and keep a consistency going to keep interest from your subscribers. And you'll see your channel grow, and it'll generate an excitement in you to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
It really will. And I know you can do it, Heather. I know you can.
Logan said he's going to get his channel up and running soon.
Yeah. So, Anyway, is there anything else at all that you would like to share about you, your family, your channel, what your goals are?
Not particularly. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, it's just like I was telling you in the beginning, before we went live. This is just a couple of friends sitting around chit-chatting. And
Oh, I had never heard of a chinwag before.
you've never heard of a chinwag?
No. I actually had to Google it to figure out what it was.
Yep. So,
I don't know if
what do you
that's
think of your
a different
first
part of the
live?
country or...
Was it as scary to come on as you thought it would be?
I deal with anxiety 24/7. Like literally the only time that I'm not anxious is when I'm sleeping. So I don't know if anxiety is a really good judge of where I'm sitting because I'm always anxious. I don't know. I guess it is what it is.
Well, I can tell you it does get easier with time and practice.
I guess coming live with you isn't any more anxiety provoking than I would be if I were sitting here. Like, if that makes sense, because I'm anxious anyway. Sorry, I'm after my computer cord.
Yeah. It really is when you go live, you're just sitting around and chatting with friends. That's all it is. And I know with practice, you'll become a pro.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Any other questions?
I don't have any other questions. So, with that, if you have nothing else you would like to share, then I'll go ahead and wrap this up.
I can't think of any.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take you down, and I'll wrap it up, and then we'll call it a night, an afternoon. So,
an evening.
Right. Okay, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you've enjoyed getting to know Heather with Heavensfire18, and I do hope you'll give her a follow. Check out her channel and be as good a cheerleader for her as she has been for so many people. She is just getting her channel going, and she needs a lot of encouragement, a lot of support. And I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I know that I have. It's been great to get to know such a wonderful human being whose goal it is to just spread kindness and love to others. And so with that, I wish you well. Have a wonderful week. God bless you, and see you next time.